Hey there, Elliot, founder of Postwise here, and if you struggle with creating Twitter or Threads content consistently, you're not alone. Most of us spend way too much time staring at a blank post composer, wondering what to write and whether it will actually cut through the noise and get engagement. And I built Postwise to really help people create better content, and in this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through creating your first amazing post or thread from start to finish, and you're going to see how easy it is to generate engaging content. So, let's start by opening up the writer, which you can see in the bottom right-hand corner here. So if you want to create a blank post at any time, you can literally just come in here and start typing. And you'll notice that we have this little character count, which shows you how many characters you can post. So Twitter obviously has a certain amount, depending on if you're verified or not. Threads has a different amount. You don't have to worry about that. Obviously, it's really annoying to keep on top of that. But we just have this little visual identifier here so that you can keep an eye on things and you can see the little circle get bigger and bigger and bigger, showing you how many characters you have left. But hey, Postwise is all about creating amazing content with AI. So let me show you how to do that. Before we create our post, let's quickly select a voice from our preset library. So voices is an amazing way for you to get content that sounds really, really unique. You can really dial it into exactly what you're trying to create. We're really going to go into a lot more depth in a later video about how you can create your own AI voice that sounds just like you or like any other creator that you really like, which is super powerful. But in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into our voice library and find a preset voice that just works great out the box. So we can see all these different ones. We have like the Formula Maker. It's inspired by David Perel, Justin Welsh. We've got the Success Storyteller, which is inspired by Alex Hormozy and Dan Coe. And if you press View Sample Posts, you can get a sense of the kind of content that's really working well for this. And it's a good idea for you just to take a look and see, do I like that style? Because if you like that style, you might want to go ahead and choose it. Now, these are all modeled after the best creators on the platform, so you can be sure that if you use them, you're going to create similar content. So you can see that this one is a really kind of engaging, like short, engaging tweets. I really like that. I can go ahead and press use this voice. And now that I've done it, you can see that it's now going to be applied to every single post. We have loads of different voices that you can choose from. And like I said, you can create your own custom voices, which we'll go into in a later video. So now that we're back in the AI writer, you'll see that we have this AI voice enabled, which means I can put in literally any topic I like and create content from it, and it's going to use it in that style. So one of the first things you want to do is you want to pick a topic that you speak about. So for me personally, I talk a lot about building in public, about how to create content, about how to scale your brand online. So I'm going to say, write for 90 days and see if you don't make impact. Just an idea that I had earlier today. I was thinking, if you really do anything for a long enough amount of time, you're going to get success from it. But actually turning that into a post is quite difficult, and actually getting it to be engaging and the hallmarks of a viral post is even harder. So let's see what we get. Write for 90 days and see if you don't make an impact. I'll start writing when? Stop. Right now, write daily, write for 90 days, then tell me you didn't change your life. Do you see how good that is? Like, it's saying the same thing, but it's saying it in such an engaging way. And this, again, is using the same styles of these amazing creators that we've trained our system with. 90 days of writing. Day 1, nobody notices. Day 30, few comments. Day 60, small community. Day 90, can't stop the momentum. Most quit at day 7. Winners persist at day 70. I love that. And you can see they all have something unique about them. I also like this one. I'm going to favorite that for later. So when you want to open it in the writer, all you have to do is click it. So you click one of these posts and then boom, you can see that we've now opened it in the writer and we now have it ready to go. We can just press schedule and it's going to schedule it. But in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can create a thread really, really easily. So I'm going to change this to just be a little bit more thread-like. And if I press create AI thread, it's going to go out and create a thread in that style, which is amazing because it's actually super hard to create a thread. I once wrote one, it took like 2 hours, and you can see, boom, we already have one. And we get all these different variations. So you can see we have all these different threads and they're all written in very different styles. So I mean, like, check this out. The math of consistency, One post every 3 days seems doable, right? But for most, the challenge lies in starting and sticking to it. How do you make sure you actually do it? By creating small wins that compound over time. This is so valuable. Set the bar low. Start with one post. Make it 3 to 5 lines. Do it for 3 days straight, then 3 more days. Celebrate the mini streaks. So do you see how like it's written in a super engaging way, and like it's so hard to actually create that as a thread? Now look, if at any point you wanted to try and like change this or modify it, it's super easy. I can go in here and you can see it says add new tweet. If I just press that, it's now going to add one underneath it. I might want to space it up a little bit. I might want to completely change it. I might even want to just delete it completely. It's super easy to do that, and you can see we have total control. We can then obviously add images if we want to get it to be more engaging, but you can see that we've gone from an idea to a thread that's super engaging in a second. And if I don't like it, I can just press again and it's going to write it all over again for you. And the same thing again, boom, I press schedule and you can see that it's now been scheduled and it's ready to go out. So that's an amazing way to create content, but let me show you a completely different way to create content, which really shows you the depths to which Postwise can create. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here. Now, previously we used a topic, which was very simple. You put in a topic, write for 90 days, and then it creates a post. Now we have this brand new feature called description. What description allows you to do is to enter a really detailed description of what you want. And then the AI is going to understand that and create something really unique for you. And to make it even easier, we even have a microphone input button. So let me show you how it works. Create a post about the mistakes that people make when starting off creating content. Speak about that they often fail to consistently work with small wins. They kind of start expecting the end to be just given to them on day one. But actually, if you look at a Mr. Beast video or a Jake Paul video, you see that like their first 100 videos got 0 views. It's all about consistency, and that's really what gets you to that end goal. I can press stop and you can see it's converting it into text, and boom, look, you can see we've got it here. So all I need to do is press create and let's see what we get. So it's a completely different way of creating content. Let's see the kind of style that we get created. So let's check it out. You know what's killing your content game? Expecting day 1 to look like year 5. I love that. The path: show up daily, embrace the silence, stack small wins, trust the process. That is so good. So I really like that. New one. The brutal truth about content creation. Mr. Beast's first 100 videos, 0 views. Jake Paul's early content, crickets. Stop chasing overnight success, start chasing consistency. I like that. The math of content success. 1 viral post is less than 100 consistent posts. Most quit before this equation makes sense. I love that. The biggest lie in content creation: they got lucky. The truth: they stayed consistent when you quit. That's a banger. I mean, right there, I'm actually going to schedule that one because I actually really like that. So you can see that we get so much more control by going this route, and using description allows you to just turn something that's really unique into a more streamlined version of that thought, which is super powerful, that you just can't do with topics. Now, let's just say that I had a voice that was maybe more long form, because Twitter obviously allows long form content. Let's just say that it's got the kind of content styles that are more kind of like 10 or 11 or 12 lines. When you use that description input, it's going to be even more detailed because there's more text to work from. So it's super powerful. Now let me show you some Twitter and thread specific features that make Postwise special. So if I click on the grow tab, if I open up one of these posts and I click grow, you can see some of the features that we have that allow you to grow your audience and increase your reach. So the first one is we have this auto-retweet feature. What that does is it automatically and strategically retweets your content at strategic intervals. The coolest part about this is that it learns your content over time, it learns your audience, and then it changes and adapts that to be more unique to your audience, which is super powerful. And you can be sure that at the end, it removes the final retweet so that your timeline is left clear. So that's really cool, and I always recommend using that. Auto plug. Now this is really great when you're growing your audience and you want to try and have a newsletter at the end. You can have something like, after 5 likes, I want to add something which says, like this post, check out my newsletter. And then you can put a link to your newsletter, or it could be like a link to book a call with you, or it could be like a resource that you've recently done. I'll call this newsletter plug. and then boom, I just press save. And now whenever we get more than 5 likes, this is going to be added. So it's a really, really powerful way to just engage your audience on a whole nother level, get them to your money site. And then we have thread spread, which is really cool. So when you're creating a thread, like we just saw, you don't want it to be 10 posts instantly just posted one after the other. Actually, if you spread it out between, for example, 1 minute or 2 minutes, I like to do 1 minute, you're going to see that actually it gets seen by more people because it's distributed more evenly across your timeline, which again is a really great way for you to get seen more. So again, like we have a great writer, you can add loads of really cool things here. Like we have the ability to add images. I have these crazy AI headshots, which you can see that we've get added here, and look, we can just rearrange them as we like. But again, you get full control over that. And again, this is a great way for you to make your timeline look a little bit nicer. You can change this as you like, all the kind of features that you would expect. So your task now is to go out and publish your own post or thread using either the topic or the description method that we covered. I wish you the best creating content with Postwise. Happy posting.